Hello, welcome back. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And today we are jaw-jacking with Jarhead and Ginger. Today we are going to take you through our week, what we're calling Snowmageddon 2021. It's been a hard one out there this week, guys.
Yes.
It's been really rough. We're going to start back last Saturday. Saturday was the day before our anniversary, but we were able to get a reservation at a Brazilian steakhouse, so we lucked out and we were able to eat a really good restaurant for our anniversary.
And when he says lucked out, it's really lucky because Sunday was our anniversary. When I went to make reservations, there were no reservations available on Sunday. It was Valentine's Day as well as our anniversary, so we couldn't get in Sunday. So I said, I guess we're going to have to go out Saturday, and it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we actually went. But if we didn't go then, we wouldn't have been able to celebrate, except for right here in the RV.
Alright, so that was what we did Saturday, kind of early afternoon, and then after that we knew it was going to get crappy around here, so we started our preparation for the snow and the cold weather. We went and got groceries on the way back, and then when we got back, we actually, I went outside and I took up all the water. Actually, I filled the tank, so I knew we'd have plenty of water on board. Our bays are heated. So I picked up the softener and the hose and put that all in the bay, and we were as prepared as we could be at that point, I thought.
Yeah, we turned on the water faucet to drip. We don't have the heated hose, and I don't think we plan to purchase one because we don't plan to be in this weather, y'all. This is not in our forecast.
We didn't plan on being in it this time either, though, so who knows what's going to happen. So then, Sunday, right? Sunday when we woke up, it was already snowing and cold.
No, it didn't start snowing till later.
Okay.
Sunday, yeah. It was cold, though.
It was cold then. But throughout the day on Sunday, when it did finally start snowing, we got about 4 to 5 inches of snow here. And we definitely had freezing temps all day long. We were below 32. We were in the 20s and teens sometime during this whole week. Also, that day I knew that I had to get 1 tank of propane that I needed filled. So through the snow I went with Allison's little wagon and I towed our propane up to the front here. They have a propane fill station where we're currently at. Well, they were out of power, just like the whole park was, so they weren't able to fill. And I said, okay, that's good. I still have 1 full tank. I'll just leave it here, and I'll come back once the power comes back on. You guys can fill it. So that was the plan. And then what else did we do that day?
We had steak and baked potatoes here in the RV for our anniversary. Really good. And yeah, just hung out here and watched YouTube. Throughout this whole week, guys, even though we haven't said it each day, but we've been really sitting on this couch right over here under blankets with the heat and the fireplace on, either listening to the radio or watching TV most of the time. So anyway, that was our Sunday, and Monday we actually decided that, well, we didn't decide, we were running out of gasoline for our generator, so we had to go to town. It was full before. We had only used it once, but it was about almost to 2/3 full, so we weren't running out yet, but we would have if we would have, and we knew that the roads were just going to get worse, so we made a run for it.
Yeah, we got to about half a tank on the generator and decided that, you know, we really needed some more because at that point we'd been without power, you know, a whole night and then some. So we were running the generator pretty much constantly. So that's what we did. We got on the road, went 4-wheel drive and just went real slow all the way up. Got on I-45, was doing about 30 miles an hour on the highway. It was only a couple of miles up the highway to Love's. Pulled in there.
There was nobody hardly at all on the road. It was very empty.
Yeah. I did get passed by a semi on I-45. There's a shocker. But so we pulled in there to Love's and we went inside, and I found 2
5-gallon gas cans, and they were $39 and like $40 a piece, $39.98 or something a piece.
Crazy.
It was nuts, but you know, we had to do it, and the place was cash only because their system was down. Luckily, they had an ATM there. We got some money out. Actually, she got some money out, and then we realized, well, we didn't get near enough out, so we went ahead and used the ATM again. So anyway, we got that. We got the gas. We headed back, and we went ahead and got that extra gas put into the tank. Which reminds me, guys, you need to stick around to the end of this video, because we're going to share with you something we absolutely hate. I said hate about our brand new Grand Design Momentum 397TH. So stick around to the end for that. We still had no power until, this is Monday, we were still out of power all the way through that day until that night. That night came around, do you remember what time it was about when the power came back on?
10. It was 10 something, because I tweeted or Facebooked it.
So about 10 o'clock that evening, luckily the power came back on. And then, so I turned off the generator and everything, but I just seemed to lay in bed with one eye open, waiting for the power to go back off, and listening for any leaks or anything that's going on in the RV.
Yeah, I actually set my alarm for every 2 hours to get up, but I didn't even make it a full 2 hours. Only this the first time I made it 2 hours, and after that I was up every hour to an hour and a half checking on it. It was scary.
Yeah. So as it happened, the power went out at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I wasn't able to get my propane tank filled again. So now we're into Tuesday. And I'm getting low on propane on my tank that I had that was good. And we're starting to freak out a little bit because she's calling around everywhere in town. Either nobody answers, or they don't have propane, or they don't have power and they can't pump propane, or there's one place in town and the line was 2 hours long to get propane. And they were wondering if they were going to have enough to fill the people that were already in line.
That's right.
So what I had to do was, luckily we have friends that frequent here a lot, so they know a lot of the full-timers here. Basically I had to phone a friend, guys. I texted my buddy and I said, hey, the guy next door, do you think he would mind if I borrowed his propane? Because he's not there right now and he won't be back for another week or so. And my friend messaged him, and he's like, yeah, go ahead, there's one in the shed, here's the combo, and there's 2 on the trailer, have at them. And man, that really took a big weight off of my mind. I was getting worried that we were going to run out of propane, and then the only thing we have for heat is the fireplace.
Right, and that doesn't adequately heat when it's 10 degrees outside.
No, not at all. Also that day, what happened? What did our neighbor do for us? The gas run guy.
Oh, okay. So there's a Facebook group here. I had no idea. There's a Facebook group here, and somebody had posted that they were going on a run, and people need anything. So we sent our gas cans along with him and with some cash, and he brought us back the 2 cans full of gas.
Yeah, this park, that Facebook group that this park has is really cool, and I don't get on it because I don't do the Facebook thing very well, but she gets on it anytime something's going on, and she's talking to people in the park, and does anybody need anything? Do we need something? That kind of stuff. So it's really cool. So that's one thing that I really like about this park. So the guy that took our cans into town, he didn't get back for like 4 hours. He did go. When I put my gas cans in the back of his truck, he probably had 6 or 8 gas cans back there. And sorry, I can't remember his name. Otherwise, I'd let you know his name. But I appreciate it. It really helped us out. Just saved us a trip into town for sure. So, yeah, he waited in that line at the place we were telling you about where they were lined up. He said it was over a 2-hour wait to get 2 or 3 propane bottles filled, propane tanks. So again, we really appreciated that. That just saved us a trip into town. But then we had the same problem we had the day before, which is getting the fuel into the tank. So again, she went to the Facebook group and put out, hey, does anybody have a long funnel? And a guy named Scott, he's now a subscriber of the channel, so hi Scott, hope you're watching.
a guy named Scott said, "Oh, I got a pump. I just went down and got a pump at Tractor Supply or wherever it was, Harbor Freight."
Yeah, Harbor Freight.
And he said, "I'll come over there. Where are you at?" So we told him where we were, and he came over, and we pumped that 10 gallons into the tank, and met a good friend from New York. So again, hey Scott, we really appreciate you coming over with the pump. It really helped us out.
He was quite the character. He is a retired New York police officer. Very interesting. Loved the accent. Forget about it.
And we're going to do a brisket next week, we told him, and we'd bring him some down. So at least he's getting a little something for his trip out in the cold to help us out. So that was our Tuesday. What else did we do Tuesday? Anything else?
Napped. I spent a lot of time under the covers because it's warmer up there. It's usually 2 to 4 degrees warmer in the bedroom because it's elevated and the hot air rises. So those covers were very inviting.
So that brings us to Wednesday, which for us was yesterday. We did actually finally get good power all day long. We thought, up until about 10 minutes before we started filming this, we thought that we were in a boil and conserve water what is it? Warning restriction, yeah. But Allison poked around a little bit and found out that we weren't on that water system. We were on a different one, so we're no longer on a boil or conserve water restriction.
So we can take a shower. You see this hat here, camping hair, don't care? That's because I haven't had a shower since before Snowmageddon hit. So now that I did that research, we're about to head to the shower. Just waiting for it to heat up to the maximum. I think it's going to be 36 today, and then we're jumping in the showers.
Yes, I can't wait either. But that, yeah, so we did have the power, and the boil restriction that we self-imposed is not a thing anymore. We yesterday finally got above freezing for the first time since, I think, Saturday night or Sunday. And it was 34, maybe?
Yeah.
33 or 34 degrees yesterday. But it did start melting off. It is, all the snow melt and ice and everything is melting off. Hopefully today it'll melt a little bit more. And we'll be a lot better. Tomorrow it's supposed to get into the 40s. So we're hoping that all goes good.
Harry has been absolutely miserable. You might have seen our snow video with when we were up in Athens of Harry going out in the snow. He is not a fan. He's got to link that up there so that you can go out and go check out that video of Harry in the snow. But he went for over 36, 38 hours without even going to the bathroom. We'd take him outside and he'd just haul it back inside as fast as he could. So we'd take him and find the little tiny blades of grass or even under the RV and trying to get him go in there, but he wouldn't. And those snow boots that we bought for him, nope, he flung those off. He was not having that. It actually, they
slipped right off.
Yeah, and it was hurting his front paw, so I guess I'm going to have to donate those.
Yeah, it was so funny. He got to the point where I would carry him down and put him on somewhere where there wasn't a whole bunch of snow. And he would sniff around a little bit maybe, but then like run right back to the RV. He wanted to get back in this thing real bad.
Yeah, poor guy. Although we have had our share of trouble here, it's not nearly as bad as it could have been. We've seen, that there were at least 30 deaths from this storm. We have family. My daughter and her husband live in an apartment. They went a long time without power. They were even, thinking about sleeping in their car. They toughed it out in their apartment, even though they had a shelter down the street they could have gone to, but they didn't want to get out in that icy roads. The roads are horrible. And then, the homeless that have passed, the families that have passed because of house fires or heating their homes the wrong way because they were so desperate to get warm.
You guys might be thinking you guys might be thinking that teens and 20s to 30s isn't a big deal, and it really isn't. I mean, we've been in Alaska and things like that. But you have to remember that Texas isn't ready for this kind of stuff. This doesn't happen. This was record stuff, record cold and snows and stuff here in the South. So, up in Alaska, you'd get a foot of snow, and an hour later the roads would be dry because they have all the snow plows and all the everything. Here they don't have any of that stuff.
So yeah, all the power loss and all that stuff was just not good. A lot of bad things happened down here. We're very lucky that we came out pretty much unscathed so far. We still have another night or two of sub freezing temperatures, but hopefully we'll be all right.
And it's funny because I think we have a weather curse. We talked about that the other day. When we lived in Alaska, we had the record snowfall our last winter there. That's what made us decide to move to Japan. In Japan, we went through a couple of the biggest typhoons that they had in history. The second time we were there was Typhoon Bart was a big one. Then they had a couple of big ones while we were there last time.
The last time we were there was the first time they had snow.
Yeah, and the first time it ever snowed in Okinawa. And
in the last 40 years.
Yeah. So that was a freak snowfall. And now here we are in Texas. We buy the RV and prepare to live on the road and think, oh yeah, we'll winter in Texas. It's mild and we can get our things done here that we need to do before we go out and adventure. But now, look at us, we're snowed in.
Go to Texas, they say. It's warm, they say. Yeah, right. We flunked Snowbird 101.
Absolutely.
All right, are you ready to tell them what we hate about our RV?
Oh, yeah.
So, if you saw the outside tour video, you know that we have an area for fueling. We have 2 tanks. One's to fuel the toys, and one is the generator fill. You cannot get one of these new 5-gallon gas cans to pour any gas into that into either of them without something else. So if you noticed, probably from the thumbnail, you might have noticed that I had to rig up something with one of her kitchen funnels, and it was only a little tiny funnel. So we were out there in the cold. Allison had her gloves on and Walmart bags over the top of them, and she was holding the funnel shivering, and I'm holding the can shivering, and we're trying to fill this little tiny funnel and not overfill it. Man, we had the whole place smelling like gas. So just if you're buying a toy hauler that has a system like that, make sure you get some kind of a funnel or some kind of a pump, like our new friend Scott came and bailed us out with the second time we filled. I wasn't going to do it again with that little funnel. It was just too much. Alright guys, well, if you like this, go ahead and give us a like, hit the thumbs up button, and ring the notification bell if you want to know the next time we post something out. Also, stickers. We have stickers. Don't forget, if you want to sticker swap or if you just want one of our stickers, let us know in the comments below and we'll fire it off as soon as we get all thawed out here. Good?
All right, yes.
All right, if you're still sticking around to the end, we appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on Jaw Jacking with Jarhead and Ginger.
Bye.